Hello, welcome back to my channel, y'all. I'm here with some more Bible stories, okay? People in the Bible. And we'll be talking about Rachel and Leah Bible story. Okay, let's begin. Leah is the sister of Rachel. And I'm thinking it's about SK and GH. Leah is the sister of Rachel, and many of these stories about her center around her turbulent relationship with her sister. They are both Jacob's wives. Jacob clearly prefers Rachel, and God compensates Leah by making her fertile, while Rachel remains barren. Both sisters ultimately bear Jacob many sons, and Jacob's 12 sons eventually become the 12 tribes of Israel. But the sisters repeatedly compete with each other for Jacob's affection, mostly by trying to bear him more children. Although Leah is giving little attention outside of her complicated relationship with Rachel and Jacob, she and Rachel are remembered as the ancestors who built up the house of Israel. Ruth 4:11. Leah is the elder daughter of Laban and the wife of Jacob, father of 12 sons who will become the 12 tribes of Israel. Leah and her sister Rachel, whose names means cow and Erie, give Jacob many sons, and their father gives him actual livestock. Leah is described as having soft, lovely eyes, Genesis 29:17. Some translations, perhaps influenced by Jacob's preference for Rachel, render this as dull-eyed or weak eyes, but the most appropriate translation is soft eyes, what we might call cow eyes. She had 6 sons who became 6 of the Israelite tribes. Genesis 35:23, 46:5, and 14. Marriage to Jacob. Jacob sets out to Mesopotamia to marry from his parents' collateral line. His father Isaac had married a first cousin once removed. Jacob would marry his maternal first cousins and his paternal second cousins once removed. In so doing, he too would marry into the family of Terah, the father of Abraham and Nahor, the grandfather of Rebekah, and the great-grandfather of Rachel and Leah. Jacob meets Rachel at a well, compared the stories of Zilpah and Rebekah, and falls in love. Penniless, he contracts to work 7 years at his bride wealth. After the wedding feast, in the dark of evening, Jacob goes in to consummate the marriage, but Leah had been substituted for her sister. In the morning, Jacob claims that it was Leah, Genesis 29:25. This is a notable reversal. The trickster has been tricked, and the man who supplanted his elder brother marries the elder sister. Laban makes the message clear as he declares that the younger must not be married first. Jacob then arranged to receive Rachel at the end of the wedding week and thereafter to work another 7 years to pay off his bride price. Competition with Rachel. The two sisters are co-wives in competition for status in the household. Jacob clearly prefers Rachel, Genesis 29:30. In compensation, God opened Leah's womb, Genesis 29:32, whereas Rachel proves to be barren. Perhaps the significance of Leah's name comes into play here. Cows are a great symbol of fertility in Mesopotamia, partially because of the similarity between the words little, cow, and a little, birth giver. Leah's fertility quickly results in 4 sons. Nevertheless, because of Jacob's obvious preference for Rachel, Leah remains insecure, and in the naming of her sons, shows how she hopes to gain favor through bearing them. She names her first son Reuben, see a son, her next one Simon, God heard that I am unloved, the third one Levi, now my husband will be with me, and the fourth one Judah, thanks, praise. At this point, Rachel is jealous and has her maid Bilhah give birth to 2 sons. Leah, no longer fertile, responds by having her own maid, Zilpah, bear 2 sons. Genesis 39-13, 35:26, 46:18. The climax in the rivalry between the sisters and co-wives comes when Reuben finds mandrakes, Both sisters want them for their fertility-inducing powers and perhaps also for their aphrodisiac qualities. They strike a bargain. Leah would give Rachel the mandrakes in return for a night with Jacob. Leah coolly announces to Jacob that she had hired him with the mandrakes, and Jacob spends the night with her. Genesis 30:14-17. When co-wives unite in purpose, husbands must comply. The new accord between the sisters helps Leah become pregnant for the mandrake's work, for she gives birth to two more sons. Issachar, God has given me my hire, and Zebulun, now my husband will honor me, and a daughter, Dinah. Genesis 30:17-21. Stories beyond Rachel. The sisters are also in accord when Jacob asked them to come back with him to Canaan, but they are unhappy that their father gave them nothing of the bride wealth that Jacob provided in his 14 years of service. Genesis 31 3-15. Yet, like Rebekah, they affirm their choice to leave their parental home. They depart together, but despite all her children, Leah is still second best. When Jacob believes that danger threatens in his meeting with Esau, he arranged his family so that the maids and their children are placed first, then Leah and her children, and last and most protected, Rachel and Joseph. Genesis 33 1-2, compared 32:22. Even after Rachel's death, Jacob will continue to favor her son, Joseph. Leah does not play the kind of role in determining the fates of her sons that Rebekah and Sarah did, perhaps because she never feels as secure as they did, and possibly because in a polygamous situation, co-wives have less influence except when they are united. The absence of a clear martial hand shows itself in the uncontrolled friction between the children, but all the children of Jacob are to inherit the blessing. Nothing more is heard of Leah other than Jacob's statement that he buried her in the cave of Machpelah with Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah. Genesis 49:31. In Israelite tradition, the maid mothers was forgotten, but Rachel and Leah was remembered. The prophet Hosea relates how Jacob went to Aram to search for a wife, Hosea 12:13, and the wedding blessing for Ruth remembers Rachel and Leah as the ancestresses who built up the house of Israel, Ruth 4:11. So the lesson to this story is the classic mother who mourns and intercedes for her children. Okay, yeah, that's the story of Rachel and Leah. Enjoy. I'm here. They could be for multiple people. Okay.